Thank you, Kim. I think after what you heard, you must be impressed. But I trust that you are smart enough to know why I'm invited to give your commencement. My office is only a few meters from here, and it will not cost the Institute any travel expenses. But the truth is that it's only a lunch, free lunch today, and I expect to get a raise with my salary. Chairman Kresa, members of the Board of Trustees, President Chamon, former presidents, Baltimore and Everhart, Provost Stolber, division chairs, faculty, vice presidents, staff, distinguished guests, and above all, our graduates. When President Chamon asked me to give this year's commencement address, I was in fact delighted. And I'm indeed honored to be here today with you, your families, and our entire Caltech community. But what can one say to the very bright graduates of Caltech that will be different from what they already know? And if you are like my own children, you do not really wish to have a lecture on what you should and should not do. So I decided instead to share with you some personal experiences in the hope that you may see why you are fortunate to reach this milestone and to reflect on what you can do with your fortune to forge a new future. I speak wearing different hats. Like you, I have learned a great deal by being part of the unique academic structure of Caltech. As a faculty member and concerned citizen of the world, I have also acquired knowledge and hopefully some wisdom about global affairs. And perhaps of special importance to today's celebration is that my own family, like yours, has witnessed the joy of college graduation. Nearly 20 years ago, I stood in this very stage and handed my own daughter a Caltech science degree. My dear graduates, today you will receive a degree, but soon you will discover that this special event is only a first step on a long road. In fact, in many ways, today marks a new beginning in your life. This rebirth is lauded in a commencement ceremony, and the tradition, which dates back to the Middle Ages, is a service in celebration of and thanksgiving for lives dedicated to learning and wisdom. Learning you have achieved by following the light of knowledge, and wisdom you have acquired from experience and mentoring with love from your family who supported you throughout your journey. I take this opportunity, and I would like to take this opportunity to ask the graduates to give a standing ovation to their own parents. Would you please stand up and give your parents a standing ovation? Please sit down. And by the way, the last stimulus check from your parents will be cashed today. You are living in a special age, the age of information, and you came to Caltech seeking new knowledge. Information itself is not necessarily useful knowledge, and both information and knowledge are not sufficient to synthesize wisdom. One needs a proper education combined with experience. And it helps to have, of course, good genes, so try to choose your parents well. My message from the outset is simple. Always be guided by the light of knowledge and wisdom to shape your future, the future of your country, and the future of the world. When I came to the United States in 1969, I was not dreaming of a Nobel Prize or a Pulitzer Prize, nor I was dreaming of acquiring a Bill Gates fortune. Armed with the excellent education I received in Egypt, I was simply on a quest for knowledge and a PhD degree from a reputable institution in this land of opportunity. Incidentally, my English was so poor that at restaurants I used to order desserts for desserts. America was a magnet for many members of my generation because of its leadership in science and technology and its unique democratic values. The historic landing of Neil Armstrong on the moon in 1969 was enough to demonstrate America's outlook on the new frontiers of knowledge. I was aware of Edison's dictum: genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. And I took advantage of being in the right place at the right time, of being in America and at Caltech. In fact, it was Caltech's ambience and the country's system of support that made it possible for a young assistant professor to carry out with his team research that in only 10 years' time would define a discipline that was recognized by the Nobel Prize in 1999. People often ask me, how does one get a Nobel Prize? And what is the secret of success? And incidentally, the same people had no interest in asking this question before I received the prize. I believe it was passion for science that supplied the energy, and it was optimism that made the almost impossible possible. My dear graduates, success comes to the prepared mind. Success is not like rain that falls from the sky equally upon everyone. Success is what you reap when you sow with passion and optimism. Times have changed. The world is more complex, and the America of today is not the one I came to in 1969. We are now in the so-called global age, threatened by chemical, biological, and nuclear disasters. And the United States faces real challenges. The rise of economic superpowers, such as China and India, the conflicts and the war overseas, and most importantly, in my view, the change in cultural, educational, and political values. Yes, there are challenges and changes, but you can still make your own success in your own way because you are fortunate enough to have received an exceptional education in a 21st century developed world society. Your education is unaffordable to at least 80% of the 6 billion people on the planet who make merely $1 a day. As importantly, America continues to provide you with opportunities that even today you will not find anywhere else in the world. And here in this country, you are free to speak and worship as you please. And you can sleep at night without fear of the government or police. These fundamental values are embedded in the foundation of this country, which is built on pillars of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Our world today is full of opportunities. And you, the Caltech graduates, have a unique role to play because of the special education you received in the sciences and engineering and the rational thinking that this education has instilled in you. Do not listen to pessimists. Rather, forge ahead to share your experience in whatever field you are passionate about, which could be business, government, law, art, or science. I do not know the future of business or politics, but I know the future of science. Your generation and the ones after yours will continue to seek a basic understanding of nature and will make the many exciting discoveries that lie ahead, from the deciphering and control of the most fundamental constituents of matter to discoveries at our universe's boundaries, and to the unveiling of our origin and the miracle of life. Your generation will also explore other planets and possibly reach out to other galaxies. You now sit just a few miles from JPL, where Mars Science Laboratory rover is being built for launch in November of this year. When the rover named Curiosity lands in August of next year, it will perform the first ever precision landing on Mars and help us assess whether the planet can harbor life.